Today on DITV, the FBI report findings for Kavanaugh are in.
Also, there's a new marketplace for Iowa City artists.
We are back after the bye week.
Did you miss us? DITV pregame show is coming up in sports.
I'll have both the Iowa City weather and the forecast for our Hawkeyes tomorrow up in Minnesota. Stay tuned for weather.
All that and more coming up on this Friday morning edition of DITV.
Don't go anywhere. DITV starts right now. Good morning and thank you for tuning in to this Friday, October 5th edition of DITV. I'm Jahisha Thomas.
And I'm John Chenoweth. The FBI report on Brett Kavanaugh is done and has been seen by Republicans and Democrats of the Senate. The Senate will hold a procedural vote later this morning, which will decide if Kavanaugh will advance to the Senate floor. If that goes through, the Senate will vote at 5 p.m. on Saturday to decide if Brett Kavanaugh will be the new Supreme Court Justice. Stay tuned with DITV for future updates. The new Iowa Arena is another step closer to completion. September 25th, the Coralville City Council finished a tax plan that would put almost $5 million towards the construction of the new arena that will be located at the Iowa River Landing. Steps continue to be taken towards the $72 million project. The project will also prepare space for a new field house along with the Iowa Auto Museum. People can expect plenty of events at the new arena once it is open. The project is set to be completed by spring of 2020.
There have been some changes made to the Advantage Iowa program, and it looks like it'll be easier for upperclassmen to keep the scholarship. According to the Center for Diversity and Enrichment website, the Advantage Iowa program is for students who went through the Upward Bound program or students from the underrepresented groups. Before the change was made to keep the scholarship, a student had to attend at least 3 yearly cultural events. Now, to maintain the scholarship, students have to maintain a 2.0 cumulative GPA, be enrolled full-time at the university, and file for proper FAFSA.
Iowa City will soon be home to a unique space for artists and creators. The Maker's Loft is giving artists a space to showcase their works for customers. Daily Iowa TV reporter Becca Skadden has a story.
We all want this community-based, artist-driven, all local, all handmade, very much Iowa City.
Opening its doors right in the heart of downtown Iowa City, the Maker's Loft is going to be a new home for artists and for their work. With everything from jewelry to clothing, to paintings and decorations, work from artists from all over the area will be showcased. For Monica Berry, bringing her products into a space like this is a dream come true.
This really puts us like in a real store. So I think it gives us a little bit of credibility, a lot more visibility, and get my brand out there.
Her brand is Cielo, and with moons and owls covering her clothing and self-care goods, the celestial theme is easy to pick up on. And for Monica, the inspiration for her goods started with her mom.
Cielo actually means the heavens. That's a nickname that my mom gave me. It means, it means heavens or the sky in Spanish. So the Moonchild is kind of like a mystical kitty, and then the moon warmers, and then there's lots of other things that are celestial.
The hope is that the Maker's Loft will become a permanent place for local artists to call home.
Be in a space where people can actually come and shop for them, and they can put on their online presence, hey, I'm in this store. And I think that that's a beautiful thing for me. I think that's a beautiful thing for all of our artists to have a place where we're represented year-round.
Reporting from the Maker's Loft in downtown Iowa City, this is Becca Skadden with DITV News.
The grand opening is happening today from 5:30 to 8:30 p.m. Well, Jahisha, it's looking pretty gloomy out lately. Really, all I'm hoping for is hopefully some good weather this weekend.
Yes, fingers crossed that we do, but it does look pretty miserable outside. Let's hopefully see what Dylan has for us in the weather studio. Maybe he can bring us some sun over there. So take it away, Dylan.
Thanks, Jahisha and John. Yeah, I hate to say it, but we do not look like there are good weather in our future. Iowa City definitely got colder yesterday and then into last night as well. Walking around campus, many students even began to break out their winter scarves and gloves. However, Iowa City this weekend won't be as cold as up north in Minneapolis. The Hawkeyes take on the Golden Gophers at TCF Bank Stadium tomorrow at 2:30. The forecast calls for cloudy skies with a temperature of 49 degrees and 9-mile-per-hour winds at kickoff. Now here locally in Iowa City, this morning we have a temperature of 54 degrees with cloudy skies. Moving into tonight, we have some thunderstorms coming in with a temperature of 64 degrees. As we move into our extended forecast, We see some more scattered thunderstorms tomorrow with a high of 60 degrees and a low at 52 degrees. Sunday's weather has even some more storms with a high of 64 and a low temperature of 60 degrees and an 80% chance of storms. Monday gets a bit hotter with a high in the 70s and a low in the 60s with again more thunderstorms. Tuesday's forecast includes a high in the upper 70s and a low in the lower 60s with again an 80% chance of storms coming our way. Finally, Wednesday gets even colder with more scattered thunderstorms and a high of 67 and a chilly low temperature in the 40s. Well, as we can see here, you must dress and pack accordingly for a rainy weekend. But hey, hopefully we all can enjoy a big Hawkeye football victory tomorrow up in Minneapolis as we are getting through the storms down here in Iowa City. Jahisha and John, back to you guys at the desk.
University faculty are being trained to promote equality on campus. The UI Chief Diversity Office is beginning to offer different classes with hopes of helping teachers to be more open and understanding to a diverse student body. Director of Diversity and Cultural Responsiveness, Laura Cottrell, believes it is important for staff to have the proper background knowledge in order to do the right by their students. Cottrell stated that she is, quote, super excited and grateful to the university for how much it is invested in the school district, end quote.
The Red Watch Band program has reached its 10th year of existence here at the university. The program focuses on giving students the tools to avoid alcohol overdoses and how to help someone who is overdosing. Students who participate receive both CPR and AED certification. Over 700 UI students go through the program each year. Dakota Fix, the Red Watch Band instructor at the University of Iowa, believes educating students on healthy alcohol use is vital to prevent high-risk drinking habits. Fix hopes that the program enters its 10th year, that it will reach more students as college drinking starts to continue to rise.
It's Friday. That means it's for our Kid Captain of the Week. For more in the newsroom, we have Sarah Watson. Hello, Sarah.
This summer, 9-year-old Ian Gorsh saw his first moose in person. Ian will be this week's Kid Captain for the football team's away game in Minnesota. His family had repeatedly postponed a trip to Alaska as Ian popped in and out of the University of Iowa Stead Family Children's Hospital for surgery and treatment for 4 years. In June, though, he went whale watching and wowed at a mother moose and her 2 babies. The Alaska trip symbolized a big step in recovery for Ian, who was grateful this summer to transition from operating rooms and to camping and playing basketball. 4 years ago, though, Ian's future was more uncertain. One day in 2014, his preschool sent him home after he vomited. He fell asleep in front of the TV and was unresponsive in what physicians later said was a seizure. At the time, doctors told Ian's parents, Terry and Zach, not to worry. He would probably grow out of his seizures or medication would offer a solution. After many tests, one which included putting 200 electrodes inside Ian's skull, Ian's surgeons came to a decision. They disconnected a portion of the right side of his brain to help minimize seizures and keep his motor skills. But 17 days after surgery, Ian began having daytime seizures. Then, the couple and doctors considered a hemispherectomy, the complete removal or disconnection of one side of his brain. He now has been seizure-free since 2017, and he's excited to be the Kid Captain this week.
Thanks, Sarah. Well, it looks like the Hawks are away this weekend, so won't make any money off my driveway, but hopefully they'll come back with that win.
Yeah, I would say it was a pretty crushing defeat 2 weeks ago to Wisconsin, and all I'm really hoping for is we can get that win. So let's toss it over to the sports studio and see what they have for us today.
Hello and welcome back to DITV's pregame show. I'm Beau Bowman, joined as always by Lucy Rohden. Lucy, did you enjoy your week off?
Well, unfortunately, I didn't spend it like Akram Wadley did 2 years ago by going to a lot of parties, but what are you going to do?
Exactly. And obviously, we weren't the only ones with a week off. That's right, the Iowa football team had a bye week after the disappointing loss to Wisconsin 2 weeks ago,
which gave them some time to reflect on the loss and relax just a little bit.
The team talked about what they did with their week off on Tuesday.
You know, just same old, same old. I didn't really even leave the house hardly. Just stayed in on Saturday, watched some college football. I got to hang out with my dad a little bit, see my dogs. So just kind of the good, you know, hang out with the whole squad. So.
I went to Davenport. I'm from Indianola, so it's known for the National Balloon Classic, hot air balloon. So there's a ballooning event over in Davenport I went over to, and just, you know, it's a pastime for me. It's something I really enjoy. So just
get in the balloon?
I did not. I have before, but it was my girlfriend's birthday, so I got her up in it. So.
Okay.
Just gotta, you know, sleep in a little bit more than normal and just hang out with some friends. So, you know, kind of take a step back from football and be able to, watch some football on TV or just be able to hang out and chill if I want to. So.
Real wild man Nate Stanley there. Not quite as eventful as we've had in years past, but we all remember the legendary Hawk Akram Motley.
And Akram put it best when he said, no comment.
Yeah, right. Now, moving forward, the Hawks take on the team up North Dare this weekend for one of the best rivalries in college football.
Iowa and Minnesota will battle for the Floyd of Rosedale, a trophy featuring a giant pig on top.
But what most people don't know is that the two teams used to play for a real hog.
That's right, Beau. It all started in 1935 when the Minnesota governor, Floyd, get it, Olson, sent Iowa Governor Clyde Herring a telegram wagering a prize Minnesota hog against an Iowa prized hog.
The Minnesota governor said, quote, "The loser must deliver the hog in person to the winner. You're getting the odds because Minnesota prized hogs are better than Iowa's. My personal regards and condolences." First of all, look at this. I think we got you beat, Soda, but definitely some fighting words in there, and the Gophers backed him up, winning that game en route to their second straight national championship.
Well, quite the history lesson there, Beau, but when the Hawks were asked on Tuesday about it, they struggled a little bit, kind of like your terrible Minnesota accent.
Fair enough.
Obviously, it's a rivalry game, and I think we probably play for the best trophy there is in college football. Floyd is certainly a great trophy, and I think right along with that, playing for Floyd of Rosedale is one of the great traditions in college football, and our players get to experience that, so it's really kind of a neat thing. And
yeah, playing for the trophy. So any trophy game's big, any conference game's big. So just preparing, go out there and play a good game.
What do you know about it, the history?
I know it used to be a live pig, and then it was between two governors, and then eventually it just turned into a trophy game, and obviously transporting a live pig is a little harder than people probably thought, but other than that, yeah, it's been a border rivalry. I can't remember exactly why there was a pig on the line and all that, but that's all I know.
Now, to their credit, they didn't get quite the Wikipedia research session that we did right before the show.
But when Mekhi Sargent gave his presentation the day after, I'm sure he used that.
I'm sure he killed it. Now, in 2018, 83 years after the first fight for Floyd, Iowa's defensive line will be playing whack-a-mole with the Gophers' offense, and a big part of that defensive line is this year is senior Matt Nelson.
But when Matt isn't on the gridiron, he's in the research lab. Here is a closer look at Matt's journey to becoming a surgeon. Defensive end Matt Nelson is known for terrorizing opposing offenses with his size and strength. But one day, Matt will trade in his pads for scrubs as he'll enter the medical field, all thanks to his grandfather.
He loved all his grandkids, but he always enjoyed coming to all of my sporting events, so it was always nice to see him up in the stands rooting me on. But, I mean, for all his grandkids, he would always be the one bragging about them.
He and my dad would converse, and Matt would just, stop in wonderment in terms of how, whatever my dad was telling him. My dad had this ability with all of his grandkids to really make them stop and engage in learning. You always knew he was learning something from him.
For the full version on my story on Matt and to read the accompanying print piece by pregame editor Adam Hensley, visit daily-iowan.com or pick up a print copy of the DI Today and check out the pregame section.
Now, Lucy, I'm not sure how I felt about him in that Iowa State shirt there.
I feel like he's made up for it for what he's done for Iowa the past 4 years.
Fair enough. I'll cut him some slack. Real quick before we go, let's run through some predictions. What do you got for the for the game this weekend?
I got Iowa big. Minnesota has a freshman walk-on quarterback starting, and I just think the Iowa D-line is just too tough, too nasty, and Matt Nelson's gonna get Zach Anixtad this week.
No, I agree. I've got Iowa this week for sure. It's not even going to be close. All right, that's all we have for you in sports. We'll toss it back to you guys in the desk.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for tuning in to this Friday morning edition of DITV. I'm Jahisha Thomas.
And I'm John Chenoweth. Have a great day, Iowa City.